But do not forget, my dear brother and sister, that the blessing of Islam, it is based or it is settling on the blessing of humanity. Because animals, birds are not required to be Muslims. So at first we are human beings, and after appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are human beings, then after that we say on the second level, we are so grateful to Allah that He made us as Muslims. That is the second level. It goes without saying that we need to relate with our fellow Muslims in such a special manner that we do not relate as the way we do with the general humanity or with the general human beings. Now that is also the second level. Let's go down to another level, which is also special. This is the blood and other relationships. We are human beings first, walillahi alhamd. We are Muslims second, walillahi alhamd. But there is also another special relationship, that is blood ties. That is blood relationship. So, as we go down to discuss about Sharia and interfaith marriage, we don't have to forget about how those levels are affecting our conduct. Because at one moment, much as we shall be emphasizing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, we should not forget that the human trait, the human inclination comes in and says, but Sheikh, I'm also a human being. That's why we need to look at it. Now, at humanity level, I want to go quick to shed some light about our humanity relations. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created a human being in the best mold. Surah Al-Tin, chapter 94, verse 4. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. This time, Allah is laying down the foundation for humanity, the foundation for human beings. Indeed, we created man, irrespective of whether he's a Muslim, is a non-Muslim, is a pagan or not. A human being was created in the best mold. That is the foundation. In another verse, Surah Al-Isra, Allah says, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. We have honored the sons of Adam. We have conferred dignity to the sons of Adam without any discrimination. Muslimuhum wa kafiruhum. Muslims and non-Muslims. In terms of dignity, in terms of honor, we are all the same by virtue of this verse. Surah Al-Isra, verse number 70. Not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also serves us with a reminder. He says in Surah Al-Hujurat, Ya ayyuhan nas, the call is to all people. Inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qabaila lita'arafu. O you people, we have created you from a single pair of a man and a woman, a male and a female, Adam and Hawa. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. We made amongst you nations and tribes so that you can relate with each other in the best way. إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. The best, the most honored, the most respected before Allah is the most fearful. That is also another level. That is also another verse which emphasizes humanity. Brothers and sisters in Islam, I need to remind you from time and again that before we could address the issue of interfaith marriage, we need to have the background on humanity. And this is the page on which we are. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam amplified this voice in Khutbatul Wida'. You all know this historical sermon, this historical address. The historical address has been taken as the foundation for human rights. Today, as we are talking about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, even in Egypt some time back, even Muslim nations came together and they made an Islamic Declaration of Human Rights. But as early as the Prophet's time, the Prophet has declared these fundamental human rights when he stood in Arafat or when he stood in Mina and he said, Ya ayyuhan nas, O you people, inna rabbakum wahid. Your Lord is one. Wa inna abakum wahid. And you are also coming from the same source. That is Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. Then the Prophet says that there is no any precedence, there is no any superiority of a black over the white or the red or the brown, except the superiority of taqwa. This is also another foundation for humanity before we go into religion. In another version, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also announced by saying that inna dima'akum, your blood, your lives, wa a'radakum, your dignities, your honor, wa amwalakum, and your wealth, haramun, they are sacred. They are sacred irrespective of your religious affiliations, irrespective of whether you are a Muslim or a non-Muslim. Your life is sacred and protected. You are supposed to enjoy your right to life, your freedom to life. Your wealth is sacred. Your religion is sacred, among others. So, when we look at all this, we are trying to remind our brothers and sisters that before we handle the sensitive topic of interfaith marriage, there are always some other factors, some intervening factors which are likely to affect our adherence to the Islamic rulings in that matter. The difference between the Islamic faith and man-made legislations is that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam translated the theoretical life into a practical life. I wish to share with my audience some of the models of the prophetic human interactions. I am so deliberate to bring this out because there has been some kind of misconceptions about how a Muslim relates with members of other faiths. There are certain extreme views and opinions on how do we relate with members of other faiths. I had just told you that members of other faiths are our brothers in blood. They are our parents. They are our workmates, among others.